Who's the goddamn damn man only pal, Pappy? And we are back with another video, back with another comment. Comments turn into videos, and the comment says, "Question, bro, what areas that had you what areas that you had missions at as a Raven were the most difficult? Did you deploy in any high stress areas? How long was your mission there, if you did?" Uh, the thing with missions. Well, let me answer the first question. When I know that we're always going to Iraq or Afghanistan, I always get a little uneasy about it because you got to remember that yeah, it's peacetime now, but U.S. and Afghanistan was beefing for a little minute. U.S. and Iraq was beefing for a little minute. So every time we would get ready to land in Iraq and Afghanistan, I always thought about that. And what if somebody ain't let that hurt go and want to pop something else off? You know what I'm saying? So that was always something that I played, in the back of my head. And uh, the missions that gave me a hard time, it wasn't really a specific location. It would be what I would see when we land into these different countries where Ravens are required to work, right? And you know, just because it may not be a threat in certain countries, that don't mean these citizens of these countries, that don't mean that they like you still. Like they still have, you know, some feelings towards you. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, bro, I remember when I forgot what country it was in, but I know it's one of my first few missions. And the particular country was in our working location. Of course, when you're working, you got to come off with your weapon or whatever. And when I seen like little kids have weapons on the ground, I was like, man, bro, this is wild. And then one of the kids was looking at me like he wanted to like do something. So I had to make ready. Make ready is, one in the chamber or and it's on fire. So it just it's times like that Raven can be a little difficult because you see those type of things. And that's why I said in a previous video, like don't let nobody minimize your Air Force career just because you're Air Force. Like me, with me being Air Force, nigga, I've been in some sticky situations. I've looked death in the eyes a couple of times, so I don't really like the jokes and shit. Like they don't apply to me because I actually done real stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful that I never had to like engage in that with somebody in a different country, but you know, I can say that I've been it's been potential for it to pop off. So in especially with like being on an aircraft, a military aircraft, it's very different from a commercial airline. One of the things that's different is the seating. So on a commercial flight, all the seats are in the middle. And so you know how you look out the window and you see the plane like turning or banking or whatever, and it's typically smooth, right? Like a smooth bank. Nigga, the seating of a C-17 is along the walls. And there's not really no windows to look out of. And so with you being on the wall of a plane, when you hit a bank, it's very aggressive. And you feel it. And sometimes you feel like you finna fall like the sky because the bank was so violent. And that's just simply them turning the plane. Now imagine them turning the plane to avoid some shit, avoid some missiles or whatever. That's even more scarier. You know, so I just be like, man, I love Raven. Love it to life. But it do get crazy. It do get crazy. Did you ever deploy in high stress areas? Yeah, so deployments for Ravens are different. We call them stages. Back then, that was 4 months. I'm not sure if they're still 4 months. Any active Ravens right now, let me know if they're still 4 months. And you stage out of a like a like a middle ground country, right? So, for an example, one of our uh, staging areas was Qatar. So Qatar to Iraq is only a few hour flight, or Qatar to Afghanistan is another few hour flight. So we would go back and forth when it was time to fly. So I was constantly in Iraq. I was constantly in Afghanistan. I didn't know that Afghanistan gets cold like it do. Cause according to the movie, you see all the military movies, it's always hot and summertime and sweating all that. But we went one of these months, I want to say like a March or late February, early March, and it was cold in hell. I thought, like, bro, I didn't know cold exists out here in this country. So, staying in Bagram was an experience because that base at the time was getting hit a lot. You know what I mean? And so imagine you crew resting, you know what I'm saying, going to sleep before your flight or whatever, and then you hear all these alarms going off, and you see people like scrambling, taking cover with their weapons and stuff because they preparing for the threat. And then once it's over with, you go talk to the people that stays there, and it's like that's a normal thing for Bagram, right? So like it was you get to see some cool stuff, but you also see some stuff that make you be like, God damn, God damn. How long was your mission there if you did? Raven missions, it really depends. You get in, take the cargo off, you come back in. Now, what you don't want to happen is the plane break. Because when that plane is breaking in that Raven Prime location, you have to stand out there until the plane is fixed to get to take off. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes where you land in these hostile countries, it may be too much going on for you to take off. You know what I'm saying? And deployments with Raven stages, all the missions going into like Iraq and Afghanistan, you can only go at night. So what that tell you? It's dangerous. So uh that's really how it is. It's as cool of a job Raven is it's very stressful at times. It's very scary at times. So I hope that this answered your question, bro. If it did, cool. If not, let me know what I didn't answer. Or if you got any more questions, let me know in the comments. I got you. So, like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out, dog.